area bars, and obviously there's a lot of bars in this area because it's Center City, but also a lot of people who live here that watched at home or had family and friends out, but they wanted to come out here and join the celebration and be with the Eagles fans as well. A reminder though too, I have seen a lot of interactions with police, especially when down here things got a little interactions between police and the crowds, and they're just trying to keep this celebration safe. We're still seeing a number of those fireworks going off, and you can see them go off. You then see police pinpoint where exactly that firework came from, and then you see them move in. You also see fire trucks that are strategically placed out here along with medics too, so then that way they can quickly go and extinguish if need be, if there is a situation. So we'll see bursts of activity within the activity. We'll look over there, but nothing that's gotten too out of control yet, at least in this portion of the celebration. But as John Paul said, and John Paul really has the best view of all of us as to what the city looks like at this point, he's telling us that it's here, it's right here, that this is where the heart of the party is, on Broad Street, between Broad and Spruce, all the way up to City Hall. You're also going to see those crowds spilling around the City Hall apron as well. That's why we hear they're calling for more barricades in different areas closer to Mark.
Yeah, well, I think it definitely took a team effort, it took a group effort, and only thing I can think about is all the effort, all the work that was put in over the course of time. And I think we had a focused group out there. You know, offense was able to score points, to take advantage of opportunities, you know, just enough to put points on the board, and then defense played their ass off. They played how they played all year. You know, and I truly believe offense wins games, but defense wins championships, and how that defense has been able to play, it's a great testament to them.
Jalen, how did it feel when the confetti fell to win your second Super Bowl?
Should be second. Still processing it. You know, it's been a long journey. It's been a journey of ups and downs and highs and lows, and I've always stayed true to it in the end, and having this vision of just being the best that I can be, and that evolving over time into this desire and this flame inside to win. And you don't do great things without the guys around you. So the effort, the work, always leaning on that, trusting in that, and trusting the process, and staying the course, and sticking to the script.
Hey Jalen, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
You became only the fourth quarterback in NFL history to lose their first Super Bowl and then go on to win one. There's been at least 30 guys in their career who haven't managed to do that. I think that speaks to your mental toughness, and obviously even in the first Super Bowl you still played great. What does that just mean to you to hear that out loud, and obviously to silence some doubters, because there have been some throughout the season?
Well, everything comes with it, you know, and I've always found a thrill in any doubt and any questioning and any opinions. It's always been something that I've embraced, and I don't want it to change now, just because of the results. So, just running your race and playing with purpose. You know, this is what I'm called to do in this season of my life, and I'm gonna give it all I have, and try my best to leave no stone unturned.
Jalen, was that part of the game plan from the beginning, that you could throw against the Kansas City Chiefs and go long with your receivers?
It was just something that kind of came. It was something that kind of came. You know, I just think it's something that kind of came. You know, we just was able to execute. And I think the main thing I'll point to is you being able to find ways to win in multiple ways, you know. We've been able to be dominant on the ground, and we've been able to be efficient in the pass game and do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. You know, and I think over the course of our year, you guys have heard me say it, just because we don't doesn't mean we can't. And when you hear a statement like that, I think it always comes down to, well, what is your mission? Why are you doing this? I'm doing it to win. You know, I do it to win. This team approaches it just to do the same thing, and that's what it's about. You know, I'm not going to look back at anything and remember anything that someone said about me or an opinion that was had. I'm going to think about the championships that we won.
Jalen, was there a moment in that game when it kind of becomes like, I'm over here, let's make a statement here, like we're doing this to one of the best teams, best franchises in recent memory?
No. It's about us. It's about us and how we approach things, and it's never getting too high, never getting too low, and just processing it. You know, you got to be able to use these experiences that you've had in the past because they're all formative for the future, and I think we've been able to do that. I think we've been able to do that. So I give a lot of credit too, man. I think just from a chemistry standpoint, that all those Georgia guys and all the familiarity we have on our team, how their defense plays, they've had that continuity for a very long time, and so I think they've been able to carry that on from Georgia to Philly, and honestly the same thing on offense, being able to build off of prior relationships and be all in on this one thing, you know. And I know Saquon's new to the bunch, but we've all watched him play throughout his college career. We've always known the type of player he is, the best back of our time, and put it all together. Put it all together.
Hey, Jalen, David Andrade with EcoSport. We saw you having a moment with your family after the win. What does it mean to them having this big win for you?
We'll see. I mean, I know everyone's excited. Everyone has been there along the journey, too. You know, everyone's been there along the journey. I think it's been a ride. It's been a fun ride, and I've embraced every step. I took great pride in never backing down from a challenge. Always turning my negatives into positives, turning my weaknesses and making them my strengths. And it's taken great effort and determination to evolve my game over time and just continue to grow and improve. And I know my family's been there every step of the way.
Jalen, Andrew Greenstein of Louisiana Radio Network. In college, the first time you played for the College Football Playoff Championship, or the BCS Championship, I should say, you lost that game. You were benched in the game that Alabama won. You went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. You didn't come out on top then. You finally come out on top now. Just talk about the perseverance. You were talking about your ups and downs earlier in this press conference. The perseverance now that you have finally made it to the top of the mountain.
It's not normal. It's been a very unprecedented journey, and the journey's, you know, it's always the beginning until it's the end. And I think it means a lot. Quantifying all that work over the years, embracing everything, taking every challenge head on, and taking every joy and moment of achievement and success head on as well, and processing them all as one.
Hi, Jalen. Congratulations. So your phone screensaver has been you seeing the confetti drop from the Chiefs.
You know, and when I think about that wouldn't even post it. You know, I told them I'm gonna start. They have their phones out in the team meeting, you know.
But are you going to change it now that you have pictures of yourself in the confetti winning?
I don't know. Maybe it's something I need to stay there so I can come back here.
How important, Jalen, how important was it to jump out to such a commanding lead in the first half against the team that seems to always squeeze out close wins?
Well, I think for us, we've been able to win in the multiple ways, and it was just really about taking it a play at a time. You know, I look back on previous games and in previous years, and you know, you want to put a high value on finishing, having great focus and finishing. You know, and think about the last time we were in this game. We were up 10 at halftime, and you know, they played a hell of a game to get back into it, and but we wanted to put a high focus on finishing it the right way, and it took a team effort.
Vicki Jones with VMH Sports right here. So Patrick Mahomes just said literally a few minutes ago he knew you would be back. That's one part, and how you feel about that. And the second part is you spoke of it again, purpose. If you've had a moment to think about it, or if you thought about it beforehand, how has this win added to your purpose? The first being, again, Mahomes, what he knew about you, and how this has added to your purpose.
I got a ton of respect for Pat and everything he's been able to accomplish. Always a pleasure competing against him. Utmost respect to him, and I think in the end, you know, things come right on time. And you know, the last time around, it wasn't our time. It wasn't my time. And sometimes you have to accept that you have to wait your turn. You know, and dealing with all the, you know, everything that came with the last Super Bowl, you still kind of leave it empty a little bit, because as great as a performance was, it wasn't enough to win. And I think going through those emotions and processing those things and processing that experience lit a great flame in me and enhanced my desire to win significantly. And so, ton of respect for Pat, ton of respect for the process and what it takes, because all I can think about is all the work and the purpose never changes. I think you know, your values never change. You know, I think in the end it comes down to how people look at you. I'm gonna always be the same guy. You know, and I was telling someone earlier, I'm that same kid. I'm that same kid that, you know, went to the national championship and lost, and went back and, you know, got benched and had to transfer and had to go through this just unprecedented journey. And that kid always kept the main thing, and always was true to his vision and what he saw. And it all began with great leadership. Really began with really just doing it the right way, trying to do it the right way and do the right things. And kind of went into a set the example type of thing. And you know, I give a lot of credit to my parents in that. Just putting the type of work ethic in me that they have. And like I said, it's only the beginning until it's the end, and the end ain't coming anytime soon. Thank you.
No.
All right, folks, we've got Coach Sirianni here. Coach Sirianni.
Hi. Yeah, and Simone.
You guys can just pick people and just give me a hand where you are, and I'll locate. I'll tell Coach Sirianni. All right, left side, second row.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations on an amazing win. This team has been on a tear since the bye week. What had changed from before and after to allow you to get to this level?
Yeah, I think we just stuck to our process. You know, I think a lot of things got blown, you know, kind of 2 and 2. You know, the outside world, we just, you know, had an opinion on what was going on and everything there, and we just stuck to our process and got better from it. You know, did some things a little differently, got better from a couple things. I think at the end of the day, you saw this team embrace adversity throughout the entire year. Now, it's hard to say that when you won 16 out of your last 17, but there was adversity. There's adversity constantly. And I think we did a good job of embracing that, the ups and downs of a season, and getting better from the things that we went through.
Sorry, middle aisle, second row.
Congratulations, Coach. Can you tell us what went through your head in the first drive when the OPIA flag on fourth down was coming without getting fined, maybe?
Would you say that one more time?
Without getting fined, can you tell us what went through your head?
You know, I try to tell myself before every game, you know, the calls have a way of evening themselves out. but sometimes in the heat of the moment, sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to convince yourself of that, and the calls had a way of evening themselves out. And so mad about that at the first, but again, these guys are making split-second decisions, and that was an all-star crew out there. They earned the right to be here too at the Super Bowl, and I thought they did a good job, regardless of what I thought about that one. I wasn't able to see everything. I'm a little biased, and I don't think it should be called, but he had a better view of it, so I'm sure he made the right call there.
On behalf of the great people of Alliance, Ohio, congratulations on winning the Super Bowl. What does it mean to you to be the first Mountain Union alum to win the Super Bowl as a head coach? And also, after your Gatorade shower, after the game, you took a moment, looked in the sky, and said thank you. Can you describe that moment for us? Yeah, just all glory to God. He gives us the talents to be in these situations, and our team with talents, bless myself with the talent to be able to coach football and the opportunity to be able to coach football. So just gratitude right there. And Mount Union taught me how to win. That's for sure. And so grateful to everybody at Mount Union, Coach Karras, all my teammates there. Everyone that helped me kind of develop from there.
Nick, congratulations. Back in Brazil, you told me iron sharpens iron in regards to Quinyon Mitchell being ready for his NFL debut because he went against
everyone that helped me kind of develop from there.
Nick, congratulations. Back in Brazil, you told me iron sharpens iron in regards to Quinyon Mitchell being ready for his NFL debut because he went against your great wide receiver group in practice. Do you think that this was one of the keys to the Philadelphia Eagles becoming Super Bowl champions?
Yeah, I think the key to that point is the intensity at which we practice at. And when you're practicing it with that kind of intensity, training camp, you're getting those matchups, Q versus AJ and Devontae and Slay versus those guys as well. So and BG versus Lane and Jordan versus Sweaty and Nolan. And so you have no choice but to get better, and that it truly is. This is the greatest team sport there is. Iron sharpens iron. I've been saying a lot today and throughout the whole year that you cannot be great without the greatness of others. That applies to coaches. That applies to player to player. Look at the special year. Saquon, has been a special player his entire career. But he was able to make history this year with the things that he did because of the special talents of the guys up front. This is the ultimate team game, and I know that, and it takes selflessness to be able to Jalen said it awesome one time. Just because we're not winning a certain way, it's crazy. Sometimes we're answering questions on how we win. It's hard to win in this league. It's a struggle every week to win in this league, and it's just because we're not winning a certain way or the way people perceive that we should win doesn't mean we can't. And today we needed the efforts of everybody. So I don't know. I kind of rambled on that question, but you can't. Long story short, you can't be great without the greatness of others.
Yeah, Chris Murray, Philadelphia Sunday Sun. Coach Sirianni, how much has Jalen Hurts grown since the last Super Bowl and all the ups and downs he had to deal with last year, and especially after the 2-2 mark that everybody criticized him for not for turning the ball over? How much has he grown as a quarterback?
Yeah, he just keeps getting better. He knows how to win. He does a great job of being able to block out all the outside noise. I think it's I find it funny when it's like, Jalen is good because he's got a good team around him. Like, that's football. Like, again, you cannot be great without the greatness of others. Like, Jalen can't do it by himself. He needs AJ. He needs that offensive line. He needs Saquon, and vice versa. The reason Saquon has a special year, not only the offensive line, but the attention that Jalen commands for the run game. He's special. Jalen's special. The criticism, it just blows my mind because I think he's so special and won so many games and works his butt off and just continues to get better, can block out everything and just focus on the task at hand of getting better, putting yourself positioned to win. each week, and he does a great job of that. And he had an unbelievable game today when we needed him to, because when you sell out to stop, we knew how good of a coach and how good of a defense that we were playing today. But when you sell out to stop one thing, another thing opens, and Jalen was able to take advantage of that today. And man, him and this team are world champs forever.
Right side.
Hi, I'm Carlton with BuzzFeed. The halftime score was shocking to a lot of people. Can you tell me what you said when you went into the locker room at halftime? What was the mood like? What was going through your head? How do you keep the guys focused after just coming out like crazy like that?
One of the things we talked about, we made sure everyone was resting at first, but one of the main things we talked about is be ready for anything. Be ready for for different exotic things. Things to make them be able to try to get back into the game. But one thing that we really focused on and studied a bunch of, we got to protect the way that they can get back into this game is, us going 3 and out on offense, having sacks, having penalties, turning the ball over, and for explosive plays to happen on offense, on their offense, giving up on our defense. And I just thought we did a great job of, handling that. We truly were playing it like, hey, this is the second game. It's 0-0, and if we win this one, we're going to win this game. And the guys were focused. The guys were locked in. It really was evident of the entire week, the entire 2 weeks. I think when we won the NFC Championship game in 2022, there was so much joy. And I don't want to say there wasn't joy. It was just like, all right, this year it was like, all right, let's go. We got to go finish the job now. And I think it was the same attitude at halftime of just locking in, focused, and let's go finish the job. And that's what we did.
Thank you.
Nick, David Behrman, Pro Football Network. After the way last season ended and the 2-2 start this season, talk about what you told the team to keep them together, which eventually ended this way.
We had great OTAs. We had great training camp. We were developing as a team, and just because the outside world tells you to feel a certain way doesn't mean that we were feeling that way, right? We knew we had a special team. We knew we had a group of guys that could do some special things, but it was going to take day in, day out work. And so it was just putting your head down and working and saying, how are we going to put ourselves in the best position to win that Cleveland game? It wasn't like, hey, how are we going to get to 6-2? It was like, how are we going to win this game? Then it was going to be how we won the next game. It's boring, but it's truly just trying to get a little bit better each day. But that's the thing that you'll remember is the daily grind of and emptying the tank every single week, to try to win each week. And so we just doubled down on the things we knew to be true. We knew we had special players. We knew we had special coaches. We knew we had special front office and special people in the building. And our goal was to do it together and just stick together and go.
Nick, Lane says there'll be a team vote on the decision to go to the White House to celebrate the Super Bowl victory. How do you just handle that as a coach? Do you leave it to the guys? What are you thinking there?
I don't even know. We'll see as we go. We're going to enjoy this tonight, and we'll enjoy it tomorrow. We'll enjoy it the next day. We'll enjoy it. We don't have to get ready for another game, so can't wait to celebrate this with the guys and celebrate this with my family. Takes a lot of people to be in this spot, so. Love this team. Love these guys.
Yeah, just a quick one on Vic's contribution to that win. I think that's his first Super Bowl ring in a fairly long career. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. And I showed a clip this week of the guys imitating him, and I said, what's that quote? Imitation is a form of flattery. These guys love him because he helps them, reach their goals and reach their dreams and helps them put them in positions to succeed. I think that's where you see a coach and a player develop special relationships is because you can, players have their friend. They don't need buddy. They need us to be their coaches. And that's where I think Vic's special, and you can see how much the guys enjoy him, because he's helping them reach their goals and their dreams. Vic's an outstanding play caller. Brought so much detail to this defense and called great games, developed the coaches, developed the players. And again, it takes everybody. You can't be great without the greatness of others, and that sure as heck applies to Vic Fangio and all his contributions. And pretty cool that he's able to win his first Super Bowl in a town that he grew up in. Pretty special. Yeah, he's awesome. I can't say enough good things about him, and I know the players love him, and he's a world champ forever.
Yes, Coach. George Redney, Challenger Community News, Buffalo and Rochester, New York. Can you tell me about Rochester, New York's own Clint Hurt, defensive line coach? How did he help get this defensive line to be prepared and stay focused and play the type of game they played today?
Yeah. Where are you, Aquinas? Was he Aquinas? Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry. Man, he's a special coach. You really saw our D tackles continue to get better as the year went on. He demands a lot out of them, and these guys trust him with everything and really look up to him. And he's huge, and so if you don't do what he says, you're gonna make sure you do what he says. Big man. But he is awesome as a coach. I can't say enough good things about him. Coach Wash, the way they've led that defensive line, we knew that one of the keys to this game was going to be winning on defense, was winning up front. And we were able to do that. Got great contributions from the guys, and Clint did a great job of having him ready to play and ready to play hard and ready to leave everything out there. And so, man, he's a special coach, and it's awesome that he gets that ring that we all have really wanted for a long time.
All right, we got two more coming here, right side.
What did you make of your defense tonight, and what went into the decision not to blitz Mahomes at all?
Yeah, if you look at, we haven't traditionally blitzed a lot. This year, we've been able to get home with our four-man rush and been able to cover there with the 7 in the back end. We were able to get home today with it as well. Again, we do what we think we need to do to win, not what anybody else thinks we got to do to win. And this was the way we felt like we needed to go about it. That doesn't mean that there wasn't things that you have in that you blitz, but just like I'm sure there were some times there that I'm thinking, hey, should I go for this on 4th down in this scenario? Well, the game flow told me to do something different, right? There's a feel to how things transpire throughout a game. You don't just close your eyes and say, I'm going to do this because this, there's a flow to it. And it's the same thing with calling a game offensively, defensively, game management-wise. You play the flow of the game, and the way it was working, we kept ripping it.
Hey, Coach, can you just talk about the fans in the building tonight? It felt like a very pro-Philadelphia crowd.
It always is. We travel. Yeah, it was loud. You could tell that right at the very beginning. You could see a lot of green out there. But that's not, that feels that it's very common for when we go to places is that our fans have a tendency to, take over the stadium. And because we travel so well, we have such great fans. We needed, I go back to this, we played 4 of our last 5 at home, and then we played 3 playoff games in a row at home. And that's a big reason why we were here is the energy that our crowd gives us and our fans give us. So, a lot of Eagles fans out there, and we're so appreciative of you guys and how you contribute to this. Again, I've said it a million times tonight. I'll keep saying it. You can't be great without the greatness of others. That applies to our fans as well.
All right, that's it. Thanks, folks.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. This is exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing the police move through. They came through on 15th, and then we saw them trying to kind of drive through the crowd itself to get those motorcycles through. You see them right there. It looks like they're meeting up. I'm not sure if they're going to kind of form a line and start a push, but they have a method to the madness here. Like, they have planned this out. They know what they're doing. They're gonna group up, and as Andy was saying, they made the announcement. When you get that dispersal announcement, they don't give you too much time after that until they start to push. Now, if we can actually pull this camera out a little bit, and you can kind of give an idea of where we are. So you see City Hall on the left. This is the north side of City Hall, and we're going to pan left. I want to show you they have a lot of officers at South Broad Street. And they had the riot gear on a little bit earlier as we're going to kind of push in on South Broad Street. So you can see this whole quadrant here is cleared out. They have done a really good job kind of protecting City Hall, keeping people back away as we push in. This is kind of the head right here. You see all those police officers. They all have the riot gear. They've got the gates there. They're still letting people do their thing. It looks like there might even be, I'm not sure, on the south, just south of that shot there, you see some people in Army fatigues as well. It looks like they have been staging there. I don't know when they're going to get a push, but this has grown considerably, the officers' presence right here. So that's South Broad Street where those people are. You see a lot of the officers there on the south side of City Hall. We saw the officers on the north side of City Hall, and it does look like they might be poised to kind of start pushing the crowd. I'm not sure where this crowd is going to go. I don't know if they're going to go down the side streets. We've seen a lot of that. But it does look like they are planning to do something here in the near term, and we're going to keep an eye on it here from the chopper as we kind of push down Broad Street, and we can see the crowds have thinned out just a little bit. Now, right here, that's Chestnut. That's the intersection of Chestnut. That hasn't really changed all that much. The people have not really moved. It's hard to move in a crowd that big, but it does look like we might start seeing some movement. Look at the left of the screen there as well. You see all those officers lined up there. It looks like they have the riot gear on. They are in formation. So it looks like they are about to do a push. So that's the left side. Let's pan to the right side, and you're going to see all the officers in the yellow on this side. And we also see some officers in riot gear too. They have the bikes. So if they've gotten that announcement, we could see. We're going to keep an eye on this. We'll kind of watch South Broad Street because it looks like really maybe this is where the push may begin as they get that signal to move on out. But hey, still fireworks going off here as we keep an eye on things, guys. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't think they're going to work tomorrow, that's for sure. And if they are, they're going to have a headache. I think a lot of people will. This is Lombard Street here at South Broad, and we've been watching people on top of the trash trucks. We're seeing a couple Eagles climbing on top of there right now as well. You see there's some police cars in the background, but they've kind of let people do their thing and climb on top of here. We haven't seen anybody fall off. That is certainly a concern for sure. Again, this is Lombard and South Broad Street. Let's kind of pull out a little bit, and then we're going to kind of go north towards City Hall so you can get an idea. So it's the intersections where the people are gathering. It has really started to thin out just a bit. As you can see there, this is at Pine Street. They've blocked all the people off. They have that large gap, and then that Spruce Street right there where things are picking back up. And you see the crowds as we get closer and closer to Locust Street. And as we go all the way up, you can see Walnut, Sansom, and then this is where the police have it blocked off. Now, we watched the side street of Chestnut where it looked like they kind of blocked off the side street. I'm not sure if they're going to start funneling people down Broad. That's certainly an option for them. But I think what they're doing is just kind of a wait-and-see approach because they're not seeing people really getting too out of hand. They're just kind of, I mean, look, they're just kind of dancing, hanging out. I think they just want to celebrate the moment with other Eagles fans in the streets. So police are kind of letting them do that. There's no reason to really rush in and cause a bigger issue. So they're really just a wait-and-see approach here as people have slowly started to filter out. And I don't know if they're going to have like an exact time where they move people out, but you can see from this shot here, if we showed you this an hour ago, you wouldn't see the road. So you're starting to see people move on out. Maybe some people do have to work in the morning. Maybe they're going to save it for the parade itself. But the police are very disciplined in this. They've been through this before. They're going to let people have their fun. They're continuing to let them have their fun as we go back here to Lombard. They're on top of the trash trucks. You see on the left a lot of the Eagles, people dressed up like Eagles, and they're just kind of hanging out, having a good time there on South Broad Street, guys. I hear you loud and clear. Thanks. Everybody did great.
still a mob. It's still a madhouse around Broad and Chestnut, Broad and Walnut. So if you come down 15th Street, and then no, I'm all the way down at Broad and Spruce. I will come down 15th Street to get to Chestnut.
This is the primary audio circuit for the Reuters Live.
Area bars, and obviously there's a lot of bars in this area because it's Center City, but also a lot of people who live here that watched at home or had family and friends out, but they wanted to come out here and join the celebration and be with the Eagles fans as well. A reminder though too, I have seen a lot of interactions with police, especially when down here things got a little interactions between police and the crowds, and they're just trying to keep this celebration safe. We're still seeing a number of those fireworks going off, and you can see them go off. You then see police pinpoint where exactly that firework came from, and then you see them move in. You also see fire trucks that are strategically placed out here along with medics too, so then that way they can quickly go and extinguish if need be, if there is a situation. So we'll see bursts of activity within the activity. We'll look over there, but nothing that's gotten too out of control yet, at least in this portion of the celebration. But as John Paul said, and John Paul really has the best view of all of us as to what the city looks like at this point, he's telling us that it's here, it's right here, that this is where the heart of the
偷偷告诉大家，我最近发现了新法宝 Royal Face 逆时奇迹系列，它有活肤露、全效精华，还有精华霜。尤其我皮肤比较偏干，所以我非常的注重保湿。保湿做得好，肌肤自然烹润。提亮肤色更年轻，抚平皱纹超有感，而且气色变好。用心保养，每天都更美一点。美吧。